Hello and welcome to Dimzy's Domain. Now before I begin this video, there was another video with BYG Agami, who is my guest today on this video, where we spoke about our future predictions for the next series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Talking about the potential protagonist, what we want to see, what he may look like, what he may do, how his monster might be. But now we talk about the more important things. The antagonist, the rival, the Kaiba to this Yugi. How will they be? How will they look like? How will they act? What will the monster be? And today I am joined with, as mentioned earlier, BYG Agami. Please say hello.
Yo, what's up? Thank you for having me, dude. And guys, if you want to check out our videos that we did about the protagonist, Dimzy had a lot of great ideas, and so did I. It will be linked down below.
As well as our other debates, which we're smashing it. You know what? You need to subscribe to this guy for the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime discussions, theories, everything. If you want to know knowledge, you want to see chapter reviews, no one else is doing it. Check him out. So guys, let's talk about the antagonist. We speculated that. Okay, let's quickly go through all the type of antagonist. Is he going to be a Kaiba? Is he going to be a Zane, an Asta Phoenix? Are they going to be broody, have a motive completely opposite to the protagonist? Is it going to be something similar to Jack Atlas, who ends up becoming an ally? Although Kaiba becomes an ally, but he was very reluctant to become an ally only until the end. Is it going to be something similar to Zexal, where you got pretty much two other antagonists, whether it be Shark or Kite, or even Arc V, such as Declan? First things first, this is not even a spoiler, the antagonist is going to be 6 foot tall or 5 foot 11. He's going to be much more taller than the protagonist. What do you think about the initial appearance, Agami?
Personally, I believe that he's going to have wealth behind the antagonist is going to be wealthy. As usual, the antagonist is going to have this insanity trait to him, maybe something like Yugi and Kaiba, where they complete each other in a sense, or my bad, Yami and Kaiba. And also, I do want to see the protagonist and the antagonist have this banging out feud. I don't want it to be where Yusei and Jack, in the sense of they're friends, alright? They're friends, but they're also rivals, but they're on good terms. I don't like that. I want the rival to have a mutual hate towards the protagonist, the hero. And the other thing I really do want to see is that the antagonist sort of gets up on top in the beginning, because I want it to be different, alright? Now, in the sense Yusei lost to Jack in a flashback, but then once Yusei got out of the Atlas, he was about to defeat Jack in a duel, and he was basically toppling Jack after that. No, I don't want to see that. Kaiba never got the win over Yami. The only time was in Duelist Kingdom, but that was through the means of suicide. He was sort of threatening Yugi, and Yugi didn't want to do that, alright? But I want the antagonist to defeat the rival, and I want him to be a challenge. I want him to defeat him probably 2 to 3 times in the series, and once it gets to the end, once it gets to the final arc of the whole series, it ends off with them dueling. But the thing is, I want the protagonist to win then, because when you look at it throughout all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, the protagonist is always one step ahead of the antagonist, and that's not fair.
Except for Zexal, where that wasn't the case, because he was a crappy ass duelist. It was more so, actually, you know what, the beef was with the Astral. But yeah, sorry to interrupt, carry on.
But I wanted to be like, how do I say, like equilibrium, where they're sort of equaling each other out. And as for design, I want, as you said, 6 foot, somewhere around there, really tall, nice hair, and sort of like a light blue eyes, and that contrast with like a silver type clothing. That would be really nice to see. And
as usual, as we normally see, because they're so tall, they always have a lengthy, they're gonna always have a mid-length or a very long length jacket, as usual, every single time, like a trench coat figure. The thing is, with this antagonist, he's not really an antagonist, because at the end of the day, they're gonna end up becoming friends. But here's what I really want. I want the first arc of the series to legitimately be for this antagonist, for this rival, to be a legitimate threat. Not like Kaiba, who was, a threat for a while, and then you had Pegasus. Nah, not like that. I want, and not like as you said with Jack Atlas. I do want them to be a legitimate threat for the first act, for the first arc of the season, and that's when it really does play out. He becomes friends with them, etc. Okay, what kind of monster do you expect? The marquee, the main monster this antagonist is gonna have.
Now, in the protag video, I talk about the main antagonist having a dragon monster, but since we can't do that, like, the antagonists have always been rocking dragons, so I guess I gotta switch my mind, and I want the antagonist to have a dragon monster, just a full out broken ass effect of a dragon monster. And I don't want it to have a fusion summon like Kaiba, but I also wanted to have like a different form where it's just a total badass. Now, what are your thoughts?
See, I don't know, man. It's just the whole dragon, the dragon concept. I understand dragons are big, mean, powerful, but it gets boring sometimes. It's the same formula. I kind of want them to have like a warrior archetype, actually, because of the fact that I want this antagonist, I want this little rival to be, I want him to be a soldier. I want him to be able to stand on his 2 feet. I don't want him to be a wimp. I don't want him to be, in the corner crying, why can't he win, why can't... I want him to have a warrior deck and he just goes all out. Of course, inevitably, the safe route is for him to have a dragon of some sort, but make him have a warrior deck. Or even if there's like a final boss monster which is a fusion between a warrior and a dragon, fine, I don't care. But I want his marquee monster to be something similar to, I don't know, I really like Guildford the Lightning, but something similar to warriors. How you go about doing this, I'm not completely too sure. Let me quickly end the thoughts and end the video with this. What kind of villain do you want? Do you want the Kaiba villain, or do you want something like a neutral rival such as Asta Phoenix, or maybe a smug, skillful person such as Zane, or do you want a Jack Atlas? So what kind of rival antagonist do you want?
As I said earlier, I want a Kaiba type of Tim relationship where they complete each other, but they have this desperate rivalry where the antagonist or the protagonist needs to defeat him. They urge, like Kaiba, every day when he wakes up, probably he thinks about defeating a Tim. He just wants to beat the rival. He wants to beat the protagonist. That's the type of relationship and the type of antagonist I want to see.
And that's going to fuel probably a darker storyline. To be honest, I do incline towards that, but at the same time, I do enjoy the way 5Ds did it, where initially, he had to get back at Jack, so he had to initially get back. But I want them to prolong that storyline where he's a legitimate threat, and then, you can have your villain. But at the same time, I really enjoy Shark, the story they gave with Shark and Yuma, where they weren't really friends, and then that giant plot twist nearing the end, which was very, very good. But something similar to that, friendship, non-existent friendship, which somewhat becomes similar to a friendship, and then bang, big plot twist, I'm a Barbarian, and all of that. But anyway, guys, let us know down below, what is your ideal version of an antagonist in the new series? Heck, could this antagonist be a female? Could we have something similar to but a more badass version? Anyway, that's been our thoughts. Check out other videos, the protagonist one, as well as every other video on BYG Agami's YouTube page. Check him out. Subscribe, as I said before. You may now exit Dimzy's domain. Thank you and goodbye.